Quick hits.
You gotta move quickly.
There's no time.
Move fast there. Come on.
Here we go on a Wednesday edition of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. It is time for Quick Hits. If you're just tuning in, you might be saying, wait, I thought Quick Hits was at 10:40 Eastern
You
now.
moved it, Jake.
Well, our guest at 10:40 Eastern is based in Milwaukee. His name is William Schmidt, Bill Schmidt. He hosts nights on our network. He also hosts locally
Not last night
in Milwaukee. The reason why we're doing it at 10:40 is because Bill was out partying last night, celebrating his city winning their first NBA championship since 1971. So to do Bill the courtesy of giving him more time to sleep, we are doing the hit at the later time slot this hour so we can still get the local perspective, the local feel in Milwaukee.
See,
but we had to bump Bill back.
I think you made a mistake right there because you assumed Bill went to bed last night.
He probably has just been up continuously.
Yeah.
Bill told me that a station in Arkansas reached out to him to have him on like their morning show. Why Arkansas? Bobby Portis played at Arkansas. So he I think he politely declined doing a radio spot at like 7:00 in the morning in Arkansas to talk about Bobby Portis. Because
now, Bill is an attached man, right?
Bill does have a girlfriend.
Yes. There's going to be a kid named Giannis in their future?
We should ask him that.
9 months from now? Oh, or is that too soon?
It might be.
We don't know. 65,000 people. That's a lot of hard partying right there.
If not Bill's child, there'll definitely be several children that will be named Giannis that I'm sure we'll be hearing about in 9 months. That's a great point by you, Ron. No doubt about that.
Because Milwaukee, they haven't had anything to celebrate in 50 years. So,
well, they had the Packers.
Milwaukee hasn't really had anything to celebrate in 50 years there.
I mean, the Packers won a Super Bowl.
I know.
2010 season.
They did have Laverne and Shirley as well.
Not that long ago. So there you go. Bill Schmidt joining us at 10:40 Eastern. That's why Quick Hits is back in its old spot for today's program. We do start, though, talking more about the NBA Finals. I think if there's one big takeaway outside of like what it means for the Bucks and what Giannis did and all that, I think Giannis winning the way he did in Milwaukee after he signed a max extension to stay there, I think that is the ultimate bleep you to guys like Kevin Durant and James Harden and Anthony Davis, guys that forced trades or left in free agency to form a super team and not stayed loyal to the team they were currently on. Honestly, I think Giannis's title is the ultimate bleep you to a guy like James Harden, who had the audacity to actually say about a year and a half ago that he wishes he could be 7 feet, run, and just dunk. That takes no skill at all. That's what Harden said about Giannis. And then you had Giannis delivering a game for the ages to put his team over the hump, 50 points, and the ultimate suck it James Harden game. Really, the ultimate drop the mic game, drop the you know what on James Harden. I mean, it's as simple as that. Harden looks like a fool here. He does. Because he questioned Giannis. Harden's never won a damn thing. Harden now had to force a trade with 3 years left on his contract with the Rockets to go to a super team, and they didn't even win. And don't tell me, oh, well, he got hurt and Kyrie got hurt. They didn't win. Their job is to win a title. Anything short of that is a failed season for the Nets. And they failed. And they better win next year. Because now if you go 2 years in a row without winning, what does that tell you? So, you know who has more pressure on them than ever to now get it done next year? The Brooklyn Nets. Because that's a super team that is built to do one thing and one thing only. Win the title. And they didn't do it in year one. They better do it in year two. You can blame the injuries, fine. But at the end of the day, their job is to win a title. Injuries are a part of the game. Giannis was injured. He came back and he played. He hyperextended his knee. So, you know who looks like a fool in all this? James Harden does. Sorry. That's just how it is. And that is a fact. Speaking of super teams, I mentioned Giannis dropped the mic on the world with his performance on the court. How about his performance at the podium last night? This is what we call dropping the mic at the press conference.
This is my city. They trust me. They believe in me. They believe in us. Even when we were lost, the city still was like on our side. And obviously, I wanted to get the job done. But that's my stubborn side. Like, it's easy to go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go. I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and just do my part and win a championship. Still won. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way. And we did it. We did it, man.
We bleeping did it, man. I love it. I love it. You know, I don't want to put anyone on the spot. James Harden. Kevin Durant. Anthony Davis. At least Davis joined the team with only one other star. Durant left a team that already had Russell Westbrook on it, that was up 3-1 on the team he was about to join that said team that had come off a 73-win regular season. What Durant did is as weak as it gets. No one will be able to tell me otherwise. I'm sorry. He has a right to do it. I've never said he shouldn't be allowed to do it. He's a free agent. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I have no issue with what Durant did as far as, leaving because he was contractually allowed to leave. Like, he wasn't under contract. My issue with Harden was he signed a max deal a couple of years prior, still had, 3 seasons left on the deal, and chose to force a trade. Showed up to Rockets camp here in Houston, fat and out of shape, was partying in Vegas and Atlanta when his team was at training camp. I have a way bigger problem with what Harden did than what KD did. Than what KD did. What KD did was a weak move. What Harden did was just like
bully,
just wrong. Like, I understand, like, it's player empowerment. Players have power, but this is not. There's a right and wrong way to do things with your employer. Harden, I thought, acted like a total jackwagon, and you know what? Giannis gets the last laugh because he stayed. He wins the title. His one title with the Bucks will mean more than any championship Harden wins with the Nets.
Definitely. I couldn't agree 100% more. The last time we saw this reality was, I would say, because I won't even put it with the Raptors because the Raptors traded for Kawhi. But, I mean, you have to go all the way back to 2015 Warriors when they won it all with the virtually unknown Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. Before these guys all became household names. I mean, that was the last time I think we saw a small market team do it the right way. Or not even a small market team, but a team do it the right way where it's kind of just homegrown. You're not going out there and spending every dollar that you have to bring in a max player. Warriors ended up doing that later with Durant, but I think that's the last time we saw something like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so frustrating with the Warriors with KD. It's like the Warriors already did it the right way. They had won a title with Curry, Steph, and Draymond being their best players. And then they added KD. They obviously became the most hated team. They went from one of the most likable teams because they were fun to watch play. Yep. To one of the most hated teams because they added Kevin Durant to a team that didn't need him.
And now they're back to being one of the more likable teams because they've had 2 years in exile.
Right. And Steph has had really nothing to play with the last 2 years. And this past year, he had an MVP caliber year.
Yeah.
So there you go. Final quote from Giannis here. I thought this was great. Want to know why Giannis Antetokounmpo was so likable? Listen to Giannis on winning a title and giving hope to all people that watch him from around the world.
Yeah, just believe, man. I hope I give people around the world, from Africa, from Europe, give them hope. That it can be done. It can be done. 8.5 years ago, before I came to the league, I didn't know where my next move will come from. My mom was selling stuff in the street. And now I'm here, sitting in the top of the top. And I'm extremely blessed. And that's why I'm extremely blessed. If I never have the chance to sit on this table ever again, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. But I hope this can give everybody around the world hope. And allow them to believe in their dreams.
Likable. Everything you want in a superstar. That's Giannis. Only 26. 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Now NBA champion, Finals MVP. His one title in Milwaukee will mean more than anything Kevin Durant did in Golden State, anything James Harden might win in Brooklyn, if they even win in Brooklyn. Because Harden, as we all know, has won nothing. So what a night for basketball. What a night for the Bucks. Congrats to them. Such a great story. And if you're curious, Vegas has already released the odds for next season's NBA championship. The Nets lead the way, as expected, at plus 230. Lakers at plus 400. And the defending champs coming third, Milwaukee at plus 900.
Yeah, because now I hope we can put to bed whether or not Giannis is a superstar. I know there was still question about it, even though he's got 2 MVPs. Now he's a NBA champion with an NBA Finals MVP. We can put it to bed now. I'm not going to say he's a mega superstar. I'm not going to say he's, the greatest player on the planet right now, but top 5 easy, right?
To me, he's a top 5 player in the league for sure.
Yeah.
And he's as beloved as any in the league. He's
probably the most beloved player in the league.
I mean, Giannis staying and doing what he did, he got the whole sports world outside of really Phoenix and maybe like the Harden sycophants to love him. We got a couple of those Harden.
But Phoenix hates him for a different reason.
Yeah.
They actually, I will argue that Phoenix probably likes the man Giannis.
Well, they probably respect him because Phoenix is a major market.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They're not liking Giannis right now for different reasons.
Yep. No doubt about it. Let's talk some football, shall we? Tom Brady brought all the jokes to the White House yesterday. The Bucs were honored by Joe Biden and company at the White House for winning the Super Bowl, and this was Tom Brady cracking some jokes up at the podium.
But we found our rhythm. We got on a roll. Not a lot of people, think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won.
I understand that.
You understand that, Mr. President?
I understand that.
Yeah. And personally, it's nice for me to be back here. We had a game in Chicago where I forgot what down it was. I lost track of one down in 21 years of playing. And they started calling me Sleepy Tom. Why would they do that to me?
Man, Tom Brady is so likable when he's not playing for the Patriots. Like that's my takeaway after listening to that. Like I laughed. I thought that was funny. I thought Brady has come across as just likable since he left New England. He showed more of his personality. And, as a Jets fan, now that Tom can't hurt me anymore, it's great. I'm all about it because the better he does with the Bucs, the worse it makes the Patriots look and Belichick look for letting him go. And Bucs fans now can take ownership of Tom Brady, and that's got to bother the living you-know-what out of any Patriot fan. That forever now it's Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots, and then, age 43, first year in Tampa, new team, middle of a pandemic, no preseason, wild card team, goes on the road and beats Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes to win a Super Bowl.
I'm going to give Brady that first joke. First joke is pretty good. The second one, I think he was pushing his time limit a little too much there.
I love it.
But yeah, the Bucs Brady versus the Patriots Brady. I mean, it's Jekyll and Hyde. It's two sides of the face silhouette where, like the mask, the comedy mask and the drama mask, where one's happy, one's sad. That's literally what Brady is right now. I mean, he is carefree and loose, and why not enjoy it? Enjoy the moment in the sun.
Did you see what Bruce Arians looked like yesterday?
He kind of hit the tanning bed a little too much. I forgot to apply.
I'm concerned about his skin.
What skin?
I mean, he looks like a lobster.
That stuff's gonna peel off. Either that, or maybe he just maybe he was just blushing a lot.
Yeah,
being at the White House. I don't know.
It was a wild look, to say the least. Staying with football, we go to the college ranks. Deion Sanders is a jackwagon. Deion Sanders yesterday walked out of the SWAC Media Day availability after a reporter addressed him as Deion. Take a listen.
Hey, Deion, I was just wondering if you could...
hold on. Let's back up a little bit. You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion. Okay.
I call Nick Saban Nick.
You don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a lie. If you call Nick Nick, you get cussed out on the spot. So don't do that to me. Treat me like Nick.
Okay, Deion.
And then he stormed out. Let me tell you, that is asinine for Deion Sanders to storm out. Let me tell you something. I've been to 1,000 media availabilities living here in Houston in the last 3 years, and I have actually interviewed Nick Saban over Zoom, just like this was, over Zoom, with Deion Sanders being asked questions as the head coach of Jackson State. Guess what I called Nick Saban when I asked him my question? Nick.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I called him Sabes.
I called him Nick. Why? Because he's not my coach. Nick Saban is not my coach. When I've interviewed Bill O'Brien at a press conference, I call him Bill. Mike D'Antoni, Mike. David Culley, I will say David. He's not my coach. I don't treat these guys like they're my coach. There's a respect factor in calling them their name. Just like you don't call Mr. O'Brien. It's a press conference. You call them by their first name. Like I would not say Coach Saban. He's not my coach. It's not disrespectful to call them by their
So you
name.
mean when you've gone to press conference, you don't talk to a player and say player? Because that's pretty much what he is, right? Say if you're talking to Giannis, would you go player 1, player 34?
You call them by their name. And for Deion to be upset is insane. And also, Nick Saban gets called Nick all the time by people that cover him. You had a bunch of Alabama reporters on Twitter be like, no, we call him Nick. We say Nick. He's not your coach. You don't call him Coach Deion, Coach Sanders. I'm not going to be like Coach Saban. I had Dabo on the show. I said Dabo. I mean, it's just stupid. Real stupid. Real quick, on Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney at ACC Media Day yesterday was asked for his thoughts on whether or not expanding the playoff to 12 teams is a good or bad idea for the sport.
You know, some people will say, well, yeah, well, you've been in the playoff. Well, I mean, if we can get in with 4, we're going to get in with 12. Our odds aren't going to go down. So it's not about that. Our team isn't for it. You know, I met with my team. Our team wasn't for it. They don't want to play more games. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's 12 teams good enough. So you got to play more games just to play more games. And I think the more you expand it, the less important the season becomes. And again, the more you become the NFL as far as, all right, oh, you're in the playoffs. Well, you know, why play Trevor in this game? You're already in. Just play the other guys.
I agree. But guess what? Money talks. Dabo, money talks. I don't want 12 teams. I think 6 or 8 would be better. But you know how this works. It was never going to be 4 for that long. And money talks, folks. Money certainly talks. That wraps it up for Quick Hits here on a Wednesday morning. Bill Schmidt joining us at 10:40 Eastern, live from Milwaukee, as we talk more about the Bucks winning the title over the Suns last night in the NBA Finals. But up next, we go around the diamond. A little baseball talk for you. Coming up next here on the Jake Asman Show on Sports Map Radio.
Hey, sports fans. Jake Asman of Sports Map Radio